and human rights. And so they have an incentive to follow through on this contract. It's smart aid in my view. It's the right way to give assistance. And I think this 5th year of the Millennium Challenge Corporation is a very critical time because sometimes these contracts are entered into long periods of time. So it's adequately funded this year. I think that's good. And so for those reasons, I encourage everyone to support this good bill. Yield back my time.
Gentleman yields back. Gentleman from New York.
Mr. Chairman, I yield 2 minutes to an outstanding member of our committee who has made major contributions and has made this bill the good bill that it is. Mr. Rothman from New Jersey.
I thank my distinguished chairman. Mr. Chairman, thank you. I rise today in strong support of this bill. First, I'd like to thank Chairwoman Lowy for her really amazing leadership, and as well to our ranking member, Kay Granger, who's not with us, and my fellow subcommittee members, including Congressman Kirk, who is taking the lead on the floor today, for the great leadership efforts that they have shown in ensuring that this bill puts partisan differences behind, and that this bill makes sure that we promote our nation's foreign policy and national security interests by funding economic development, health, and education around the world, and diplomacy. This bill also includes, in particular, language that would improve transparency and accountability, Mr. Chairman, at the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, commonly called UNRWA. For almost 60 years, UNRWA has provided humanitarian services to Palestinians living in refugee camps throughout the Middle East. Unfortunately, as UNRWA has grown over the years, it has not taken nearly enough steps to ensure that it does not employ, affiliate with, or provide benefits to known terrorists. The problem with UNRWA is fundamental. There is a remarkable lack of available information. That's why I'm so grateful to Chairwoman Lowy and our ranking member and my colleagues for including in the bill requirements that the information available regarding textbooks being used to teach the next generation of Palestinians be provided, and more money being provided for that information, and to require the State Department to undertake a review of those educational materials in UNRWA schools to ensure that there are no calls for hatred or intolerance, including anti-Semitism, in these textbooks provided by UNRWA to the Palestinian refugees. In addition, the legislation requires the State Department to report on whether UNRWA is complying with current U.S. law, which states appropriately that no American taxpayer dollars be directed to terrorists or to further terrorist propaganda. I stand in strong support of this bill. I thank my distinguished chairwoman and my colleagues for this wonderful bill, and I urge its passage.
Chairman from Illinois.
Yield myself 1 minute.
Chairman's recognized.
I just want to thank my colleague from New Jersey for his leadership on this. UNRWA is an organization that is utterly irresponsibly run. Any corporation in America of UNRWA size, which is $400 million a year, would have an outside independent audit. And yet UNRWA has never had that, and in fact doesn't want to. UNRWA staff has met with Republicans and Democrats up here and admitted that they indeed do make martyr payments to people that have carried out attacks against the people of Israel. And then we've seen all the video of mortar and rocket attacks being used from UNRWA schools, where UNRWA security personnel clearly could have prevented that. This bill helps increase the heat on UNRWA, one of the least accountable UN agencies, and I really want to thank the gentleman for his leadership on it.
Gentleman from New York.
Mr. Chairman, I yield 2 minutes to an outstanding